Hey guys, what's up? I just got done watching the movie Our Friend Martin. It's a direct-to-video animated special from 1999 that was released around Martin Luther King Day that year to celebrate his legacy. It was made by DIC Entertainment, an animation independent animation company that made some cool animated movies, including one that I reviewed on here a few months ago called The Amazing Zorro. And this is a animation style, and this one is pretty much the same as the other DIC Entertainment movies I've seen, and it's pretty cool animation for a low budget film. And it will combine like live action news footage with the animation, which I'll get to later. Stories about this black kid who one day him and his friends are touring Martin Luther King's house, and he finds this magic baseball glove that belonged to Martin Luther King. The magic glove takes him back in time to when Martin was 12 years old, and he couldn't play with his white friends because of segregation. Then they go to when Martin was 15 and he graduated high school, getting ready to go to college. Then they go to the 50s and 60s and they witness the civil rights movement and all the amazing stuff Martin Luther King went through, including the March on Washington, the I Have a Dream speech, which is that during the speech they use like animated footage of MLK while they also show like what is it? Like they combine the animated footage with the actual footage of him making the speech. Yeah. And then they find out when they read a history book that they took with them that MLK is going to be assassinated. They go back to when he was 12 and they convince him to come to the future with them, but don't tell him about the assassination. And then they just tell him he's going to be a great man someday. You need to come to the future to see how all that's going to play out. But when they go to the future, it's like a Back to the Future Part Two scenario where since they erased took the 12-year-old back to the future with them, the Martin, the all the stuff he did as an adult, it never happened, and segregation is still around. Their high school was changed from MLK Junior High School to Robert E. Lee High School, and the town is segregated. All the people who were kind to them in the original timeline are all racist, and then they realize we gotta send Martin back and make because the future will be better that way. Even though they're reluctant to do it because it's gonna get shot and killed one day, but they don't tell. He says, Martin, if we send you back, you're gonna get. And he cuts him off. And said, no, I gotta go back. It's my duty. So he does go back in time and does change everything for the better, and it has a happy ending other than what happens to Martin Luther King, but it was his destiny, I guess. But they could have at least like warned him about what would happen, so he would know not to go to that place he went to that day when he was killed. But it would have been cool to see an alternate history timeline where MLK was still alive today and got to see all the goals he accomplished. Could have accomplished a lot more if he had lived longer. This is a very good movie to watch on Martin Luther King Day, and I liked it. It's my first time watching it, by the way. I heard of it as a kid, but never got around to watching it because I couldn't find anywhere. Finally found it today. All right, that's my review. I give this movie a thumbs up. All right, God bless and have a good one, y'all.